And here we go. One last lesson in this particular VTM. This time around we're going to be taking a look at something that I have received numerous emails about. We're going to be looking at PhpMyAdmin. It is a utility. Basically, it's a series of PHP files that give you a graphical front end to MySQL. It's actually quite cool. Now, why did I not introduce this in the very first VTM? Well, quite simple. I wanted you guys to get into the console. I wanted you to become familiar with working in it. You know, if I introduced this at the very beginning, a lot of you guys would have never, ever, ever opened the console. You'd be like, why do I need to? Well, I'd like for you to know where it is. I'd like for you to know how to use it. I'd like for you to be able to get in there. So with that, Logan, let's go ahead and show them first where they can get it, how they can set it up, and then how they can use it.
Okay. It can be found at phpmyadmin.org. Makes sense.
Yeah.
And it's the first links you'll find are links to actually download it. They have two different versions of this. They basically have it with the extension .php3 and just .php, all depending on how your Apache server is set up and what extensions it uses for PHP files. So, of course, we grab the one for .php files. Okay. So, again, click that, download it.
So, of course, now in this case right here, Logan's already got it downloaded, so you're about to see the fastest downloading action in the world.
So grab this. So we'll just go load up whatever local drive we're working on, and done, downloaded. All right. So to install this, it's very simple. All you have to do is extract it with path information to your web root. So go ahead and extract files.
Now, just in case none of you beginners out there caught that, this was very critical what he said. Extract this to your web root, where you've been dropping all of your browser documents, all your HTML and PHP files.
Right, because it is written in PHP. You're going to have Apache catch it, hand it off to PHP, and so on.
Absolutely.
So whatever drive, web root, go ahead and extract it. And after that, it's let's see, PhpMyAdmin. So go ahead and.
You want to go ahead and drop down into web root and change the name of the folder that it created?
You can. You don't have to. So now we're inside of web root. This is the folder that it extracted itself to. If you want to make it a little easier, not have to remember the version to get to it, because we're actually going to be typing in this folder in order to get to PhpMyAdmin. So go up, load up a local web browser, and go under that PhpMyAdmin, and grab index.php.
Yeah, so notice he's going under the folder, PhpMyAdmin, and then he's typing in index.php.
So go ahead and load that up, and ta-da!
There she is.
PhpMyAdmin.
Now, this thing, it does offer quite a bit of power, especially for a beginner. And it's not just for beginners. I mean, it really can speed you up.
It does have very advanced features. You can do a lot through this.
Absolutely. And the cool thing is, if you guys get really, really slick with PHP and an understanding of how MySQL functions, you can actually create one of these yourself. But why reinvent the wheel? Right, Logan?
Right.
Right. So the very first thing that you'll notice is on the left-hand side where he's got the mouse right now, there's databases. And if he does a little click on the drop-down...
There you go. There's our BuzzDB.
There's BuzzDB with 4 tables inside it. On the left-hand side, you'll see that it's showing you BuzzDB, and it's showing you the 4 different tables that are available. And we can now, before he clicks the button here, take a look at what we can do. First of all, on the left-hand side, we could click any of those as links to go to the table. Here across the top, you can see that we've got several different things that we can do related to the actual database itself.
Including deleting it.
Including, dropping it, which is deleting it if we wanted to. And then we also see up underneath that in the table, we've got, again, counter, guest book, and all that good stuff, where we can browse, select, insert properties. We can just jump right into a specific action with that table.
Right.
So why don't we, let's just jump down into, say, the guest book.
Okay.
So he's going to click the guest book, and there you go. No, first thing we see is kind of a definition of the table itself, with all of the fields, all of the types, attributes, nulls allowed, default, extra, etc., etc. And you can see that we can go in there and we can actually change these things if we want to. You see the change link over on the right-hand side and the drop as well, which is pretty cool.
Or hit checkbox and change and drop. Or like if you want to drop 3 of them, check 3, hit drop.
Yeah, exactly. And so let's see, what can we do? Let's first just show the data that's available inside. Yeah, go up and run a select.
Okay,
so check this select out. It has got to be one of the coolest things. It's basically a visual select where it will walk you through all of the things you can do. Starting up here at the top, let me just steal the mouse for just a second. Logan can kind of just kick back on autopilot, pretend I am the autopilot. Basically, we can come in here, and what fields do we want to look at? Right now, all of them are highlighted, so basically it's like we're doing a select star. Give me everything. Number of rows per page. How many do we want it to turn back and show us inside the browser itself? And then add search conditions. Let's see. We get down into the actual where. And then down here we have all of the fields where we can say, is it equal to a particular value? Is it like a particular value? There's, a couple of different things that we can actually choose from. So again, we're just going in here and we're fine-tuning a search if we were to utilize this area right here. And then finally down here we get into display order, which is, how do we want to display it, ascending or descending. And right now we're just going to leave everything blank with all of the fields selected. So this is just giving us a basic select star from. And we'll go ahead and hit go. And what we're presented with is another page that gives us a listing of all of the records that's found in that particular table. And in this case right here, these were the records that were added earlier when we went in there and was demonstrating the little guest book after creating it. So Logan, go ahead and edit one of those just to show them how they can actually update the record themselves right here.
So you go in, take some information out or add it, whatever. So now you're basically working with that text field that's in the database. So if you just take that last line out, go ahead and hit go, and
it updates, and
there
you go.
Here's another very cool thing about